Hey, so you're done with the club shows, and I guess you're going to start recording. Um, when is it brought up? Does Trent say to you guys should come over? I know Mark brought up Trent as maybe a guy y'all could work with or something. Was he the one that initially said, let's go try to record with Trent? How did that get started where you were recording with Trent?
That was Mark's idea, and I really, I was really excited by that idea. And in every way, it sort of made sense. I mean, and ultimately, we did package it together and did it as such. But like, the fact that there was a shared history with the early Lollapalooza, um, the fact that he had um, a lot of creative credibility so that we could use him to leverage Perry into being um, creative in a different way than he had been recently.
Right.
And and so we sent him ideas. We sent him some scratch things that we'd put together. Um, Perry sent him one of his songs that he wanted the band to do. Um,
So when you say we sent Trent, I guess you're talking about you. You talking about you and Dave and Steven at that point?
yeah, we're in the rehearsal studio. DJ Peretz is somewhere,
All right.
being a DJ, and we're working and sending him sound files at this
Eric.
point, which I'm thinking, oh great, maybe he's seen the light kind of about maybe we can get it done this way, and like relaxing about everyone having to be in the and him humming at everybody the parts that they're supposed to play and all that. Um, and that being like the only way it can happen. And so we were in the rehearsal studio recording ideas and sending him um, audio files that we would also send to Trent. And um, in preparation for Trent coming in, uh, Perry coming in, and doing pre-production. Um, and so, as it turned out, um, when we got in a room together, Trent and Atticus and Alan Mulder came down um, to the rehearsal studio, and Perry came in, and it became um, apparent that Perry hadn't listened to any of the sound files that we'd been sending him. And when asked about that by his management, the reply was he doesn't work that way. So So we're all in a rehearsal space. We've got three guys who are really accomplished at what they do coming in.
Yeah.
And, you know, and Perry was totally unprepared and just sort of came in, and I lost my temper that day actually, or maybe it was the next day. Um, but I was a good boy and left the room and went out onto the street with my um, my desire for physical expression of my anger, um, because Perry came in entirely unprepared and then just started trying to rearrange everything that everyone else had been sort of working on and putting in place. And then when there was resistance, he started to dig his feet in, and I mean, and it just devolved. It was referred to as Black Tuesday, um,
Yeah.
where and Perry just really sort of fought this one song and only wanted to work on the one song that he had hummed that was uh,
So that was
that he had one night come up with. He came into the studio and he hummed an idea that sounded like a Broadway show tune, and I remembered I jumped on it. Like I was like, oh, that's great. Let's go with that. Because the other idea that he had sent us from day one was a song that had been sitting around on a hard drive with him,
yeah.
that he thought would be right for Jane's, which was just really awful. And and much like all his other stuff. Um, and the other idea, the show tune idea, was just weird. And so, I mean, I think Dave and Steve were like um, sort of shocked that I jumped on the idea, like, okay, great. And I hopped down and went and got on a piano to figure out what he was humming and what the chords would be and stuff. And it was because for me, I recognized that at least it was weird, Perry. It wasn't that it was a good idea, but it was just a weird idea. So I thought maybe you put, the sort of not small amount of talent on stage toward this idea, maybe something unusual, surprising, cool will come out of it. Um, and then from that point forward, sort of Perry didn't want to couldn't write words, couldn't write a melody, didn't hear a melody for the thing that we were doing, just doing all that kind of stuff, and would only work on that one song. And so we, you know, went up to Trent's house to record.
Yeah.
How are we doing on time, actually? Because
Yeah, we're all right.
This is all right.
Yeah. We're
So
well, let me talk about what's the song that you're talking about where you jumped on the keyboard. Is this? I guess the two song titles we have coming out of that is "Embrace the Darkness" and "I'll Protect You." Those are the two song titles that we heard. I don't know how many things y'all were kicking around.
Yeah, it was "Embrace the Darkness."
So that's the kind of the weird that you were trying to get on the keyboards. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
And then I guess the other song that you and Dave and Steven, or was there more than one song that you and Dave and Steven had started to work on?
there was,
More
but we didn't. I mean, in the negotiation process, I just sort of thought, okay, we've got one from Perry and one from the band. Ideas. Let's move forward with these two ideas.
Yeah.
And just because again, I was just always aware of the fact after the initial flap, of not wanting to be perceived as trying to take over the leadership role of the band. I really wasn't interested in having it. I was happy to not be in the leadership role if it was being led by somebody.
So is no one else is speaking up at this time, or are they just leaving it up to you, Dave, Steven, Trent, Atticus? No one else is saying, let's work on this instead of.
No, Trent is doing everything he possibly could. I mean, he was really like trying to work with Perry and his ideas and trying to get us to change the chord progression so that we could fit his Perry's idea. Like he kept trying to say, well, you keep talking about a melody. What is the melody? I haven't heard it yet. And like, it was like pulling teeth. And Trent wound up taking Perry out to lunch to try to give him like a sort of pep talk, like, because this is 2 days of Perry doing a dismal job, like not being prepared at all and just really just being half-assed about it. And Trent took him out and to try to, remove some of the resistance, I guess, and sort of get him on the right page, that everyone only wanted what was best for Jane's addiction, and sort of give him that sort of talk and remind Perry of what, I mean, it wound up annoying Perry.
Yeah. Trent
Ultimately,
talking to him,
as
all of you.
What's that?
Trent taking him out to lunch ended up annoying him, or you guys just trying to keep.
Well, he was just resistant, as it turned out, to Trent the whole time.
So I'll Protect You, was that another song that he brought in, I'll Protect You, or was that even in there? That was one of the song titles we had heard.
Yeah. That was what our song became.
You and Dave and Steve
Yeah,
were
yeah, our groove, yeah.
He titled it I'll Protect You.
No.
Oh, he did.
No.
Was this?
And, yeah.
Let me just ask you this: did you guys record y'all's parts, and then Perry just never came up with a vocal?
Yes.
So there's an instrumental track.
Well, I mean,
that could be classified
not
as
really.
James, or no?
What's that?
Is there an instrumental track that could be classified as a Jane's Addiction song, or would you say that? Or?
Not really. I mean, there is a demo of the song that could be classified as Jane's Addiction, but like for me, what I kept coming up against was that I tend to go to the extreme in the opposite direction, which isn't good. But I thought of those things as ideas. Like here's the basic idea. Now let's all work on it. Let's work on these ideas.
Yeah.
And what kept happening was people kept going like, here's the idea. Okay, done. Great. Print it. And I was thinking, well, this is the first step in the idea. It's a cool groove and it's a cool this, but let's, and so that care was given to Embrace the Darkness. We kept trying with that one, and eventually it was right in the middle of recording up at Trent's house that Trent and Atticus told me that we had to abandon the other song. He was like, I feel bad about it, but we have to, just in the sense that we have to get something done.
Yeah.
And Perry's not getting it done, and he's dragging his feet and resisting and stuff. So, we just can't get it done. And it's better that we focus on one and get one done, and then re-record Horrors as well.
Right.
Because we can get those done. And if we continue trying to get Perry to do the other song, none of them will get done. So we jettisoned it.